to plantain any way you want it now at clicktshop.com.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Kiss My Wax Remastered. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason Herndon, and with me, as always, is...
Joe Lalich. And with me, as always, is...
Introduce yourself, John.
John Humphrey.
John Humphrey.
Yeah. Guest contributor, yet another... We don't have enough rock stars on the show, so we just want to keep having rock stars on. So here he is.
No, I messaged you. I'm like, Joe, dude, I want to do another show. It's time. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's great. We love having you on. We love your passion for the stuff. So thanks for
man.
doing
Thanks
it.
for
as
having
always.
me.
Yeah, we love hanging out.
So if you hadn't seen any other episodes with John on us, if you haven't seen any other episodes John's been on with us, John is the drummer from Seether and the Nixons, and he toured with KISS back on the reunion tour, and his bands are active, and he's actually stuck at home due to all of this mess that's going on in the world. But as you can see behind him, he is an avid vinyl collector, and he's a massive KISS fan with a massive KISS he's got a massive KISS collection, but he's really into KISS vinyl, so we couldn't think of anyone better to do a KISS My Wax Remastered with than Mr. John Humphrey. So thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And hopefully we'll squeeze another couple of episodes out of him before quarantine is over and he gets back out on the road and then becomes too important to take our phone calls anymore. New phone, who dis?
Yeah. So this week on Kiss My Wax Remastered, we are going to cover Creatures of the Night, and that's awesome. So Creatures is my favorite record in the catalog. I can't wait till we do the skip or play on it because it'll be play all the way. So just leave me out of the episode.
Look out, Joe.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But them's fighting words.
Yeah. If you've been following our show for a long time, you know that coming up in November will be our 5th anniversary. Back when Kiss My Wax hit the air, and that's I can't believe it's been that long. It's when
That's awesome.
I started the group. I started the Kiss My Wax group back in mid-October, 2000. What's 5 years ago? 2015. Yeah, right. I can't subtract. 2015, and right at the very beginning, Andrew Scambatti said, "Man, we should do a podcast," and that's when we started doing this. So these, just so you know, these Kiss My Wax Remastered are not meant to replace the old episodes. It's just been 5 years since we've done those, and we just want to talk to new people about KISS vinyl, and we're not going to cover every single release that comes out. We're just going to talk about what we have in our collections, interesting things that we may be missing, cool stuff about the records and all that stuff. It's that's what it's about. We just want to talk about records again, man, because as you can see behind those two guys, they got a lot of records. So
yeah, we love it. Yeah, this isn't meant to be a forensic deep dive of spindle holes and which way the type is facing, although some people think that's important, and I have some records like that in my collection as well because they are variations. But we're just kind of here to show what we have, and I know that both John and I love this record. I know Jason does too, obviously, and we have a bunch of them, so we thought it'd be a good time to kind of show off some of the pieces. We haven't done a remastered in a while, so here we are.
Yep, here we are. So
absolutely.
All right, so before we get into all of that, should we do a What's in the Box?
Yes, we should.
Yes.
I'm gonna open it.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
All right, let's do it. So, who wants to go first? Joe, you don't have anything, right?
I don't have anything this week. No, I've got some cool things coming though. So I'm looking forward. Yeah, looking forward to having some things on some episodes here coming up soon. Because I am still a KISS fan. Contrary to all popular belief out there, I do still love this band and still do buy a lot of vinyl and stuff. So I've got some things coming. So I'm looking forward to that. Just showing some of those on upcoming episodes, but nothing this time around for me.
Absolutely. Okay. So normally I would say I'll go first and let the guests go last. But I just got some pretty incredible stuff in that these guys, I wasn't going to show. These guys made me open the box that came today.
That's right.
And
That's
it
right.
probably took me 20 minutes to get into that box, at least. So
we needed a time lapse of that.
we sure did
That's
need
right.
a time lapse of that. It was very frustrating. So anyway, John, you want to go first? What you got?
Yeah. So I received some new vinyl, some interesting pieces. One being a radio promo. This is called Rap Line.
Oh, wow.
This is another radio promo. Allison Steele, if anybody remembers her.
Yep.
Her show. There was a early KISS interview that she did. A couple things, actually. So this is like 60-second blips, highlights of bands and artists from November in 1974, and there's a 60-second clip. It's just her talking. I just saw KISS on the label, and I just took a chance and bought it. And immediately got it and put it on the turntable. And it's interesting. It's just a 60-second thing featuring KISS. She talks about how Casablanca had separated from Warner, and that KISS had a new album coming out with Japanese American titles, Japanese art. She doesn't mention Hotter Than Hell by name. She just talks about the art and a new album coming soon, and about the Casablanca thing. So that was just kind of an interesting thing.
Hey, John, when you show them, hold them right in front of your face.
Right in
so
the
they're
center.
dead
Yeah,
center.
there you go. Yeah,
There you go.
That's great.
Back
That's
it up.
great.
Back it up. There you
Yeah,
go.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Rap Line.
I don't know that
Awesome.
I've seen that before.
I've
Jason,
never
have
seen
you
that
seen
before.
that?
Nope, never seen
Yeah. There's several volumes, but I've never seen one with KISS, and I just saw the label. It wasn't even in the description. It was sort of a random thing. Actually, they had Led Zeppelin because there's a little thing about Led Zeppelin. So anyway, I saw KISS. I saw November 74. I'm like, I'm going to get that. That's got to be something. So
Now, was that an auction thing, or did you find that?
that was an
somewhere?
auction thing, yeah.
You were just randomly looking through stuff, and there it was.
Right. We all have our want list and things pop up, but this was just sort of one of those boring, just looking around at things. And
I wonder if that's completely off the radar of all the collectors. I wonder if there's anybody out there that even knows that exists with KISS on it.
Right.
Do you have any idea? Have you ever heard?
No, I'm not aware of it at all.
That's fascinating.
Well,
Great.
there's none on eBay right now, because being the giant vinyl nerd that I am, I'm like, of course, I'm going to go right to eBay immediately and try and find, Rap Line. What else is featured on that, John?
Let's see. Led Zeppelin was one. Sponsored by Army ROTC.
Interesting.
Chicago, Led Zeppelin. Ringo Starr, Rory Gallagher,
Wow.
Jethro Tull, The Who, kind of all the rock bands that were active back then.
I wonder if that was like a little. Did you say ROTC?
Yeah, Army ROTC presents. So she talks a bit, and at the end of every clip, she's like, "Brought to you by Army ROTC."
Huh. You wonder if that was a thing, and I wonder if that was sent to a base somewhere, or if it was like an advertisement for stuff that was coming out.
Right.
It's interesting.
That's right. Military radio or something.
Right, exactly. Like, did it go to the DJs on a base someplace to play? And
possible. It's possible. I'm not too sure.
Yes, you can sail the seven seas. Yes, you can put your mind at ease. Come on, people, and make a stand. Can't you say we need a hand?
I'll have to do some more digging and research on that.
yeah, I've never seen it. It's amazing.
Rap Line.
Awesome. Great piece, man.
Yeah, and then the two other quick things. Kiss Alive 2 vinyl. This is from Hong Kong.
Oh, nice.
Kiss Alive 2, kind of cool with the hype on there.
Perfect.
Gold
Now,
sticker.
is that a hype sticker on it, or since it's
on it?
Okay.
It's not on the
it's
shrink.
right on the cover.
Yeah.
And there looks like there was one that it was actually used to seal it.
Oh yeah.
And then, it was split.
That's cool.
Split there. And somebody opened it. I guess it was used just sort of to seal it. But
Yeah, I asked that question because we have examples, and I think maybe possibly an Israeli Dress to Kill or something like that, where the hype sticker
on there.
It's printed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
You
is
can tell
actually-
they. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, these are actual stickers, but they're stuck to the cover. Yeah, not printed.
Cool. That's great.
And then the other Live 2 is mentioned this to Joe before. It's from South Africa.
Nice.
And it's really cool. It's a Vertigo label, which I just love these sort of unique,
Yeah.
different
So
kind
cool.
of variations, you know.
Very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, that's from South Africa.
Does it say where it was made on the label, John?
Like, does it have printed in somewhere?
Excuse me as I put my old man glasses on.
That's fine.
Copying.
Vertigo was UK,
It
right?
doesn't. Yeah, I mean, usually, associated, with UK. I mean, I think of Vertigo, I think of Black Sabbath or something.
Right. So you wonder if, was it made in the UK and then shipped?
Right. EMI. Yeah, it doesn't say. I don't see on the back.
Interesting.
It's just...
and that was where again? South Africa?
Yeah, South African.
Boy, that's one of those releases. You look at Alive 2 and just the metric.
Oh, there's a
ton.
gazillion, right?
Oh my gosh.
It's a title that just has a gazillion different variations. And I learned about it by Discogs or following the page, the group, and learn about these different pressings, and just like, wow, that's, I didn't know that I would want that before, but that looks really cool. I want that now.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of those records that's near and dear to my heart because one of the ones that I just absolutely wore out as a little kid. And it would have been one of the ones that I would have gotten after in a big way. But it's just there's so many of them. You just feel like you would never even be making any headway into even getting, all the records. Because that's when they blew up big and they were printing and pressing stuff everywhere around the world,
Yeah, so many variations. Yeah. And I just kind of, find things that appeal to me. Just very exactly. Kiss Alive 2 was one I had early on. Yeah. I had Alive. My little brother had Alive 2, right?
Yeah.
That's back in the days when your parents. Now you need to share, right? How do you share a book and tattoos? You're going to fight about it. Is what's going to happen.
Right.
Exactly. A lot of big fights, and
nothing has changed.
Oh yeah.
We're all still fighting over booklets and tattoos, and
so now I have my own Alive 2.
It's just more expensive. More expensive fight these days.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Jason. Big timpani drum roll. What do we have?
Well, I have a bunch of stuff now that I have that, but I'm going to kind of keep it double platinum centric for the most part. So we had the double platinum episode a couple of weeks ago where we just kind of jumped in and talked about all of the new double platinum merch, and of course one of the things that came was the kind of the logo, the album cover T-shirt, which kind of harkens back to the there's a vintage T-shirt that we showed on the last episode that's very similar to this. It's interesting because I ordered 3 T-shirts and the lithograph and both copies of the record and the sticker, and I've gotten the lithograph and this T-shirt. I haven't gotten anything else yet. So I expected the records to take a while, but it's just weird how it's all kind of, and we've seen the coffee cups show up too. People.
That's crazy. It's just so sporadic. It's like I'm still waiting on my Dress to Kill.
I've seen a lot of people posting about the bundles and the Dress to Kills. Yeah. And having a couple of them flashed up for sale for a quick second where people have said, there's some of
even today they popped up. Yeah. It's very weird. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So like I said, one of the other pieces from that collection that came out was the lithograph.
So sorry, Jason, all you've received so far is the T-shirt and the lithograph? That
is correct.
Out of the bunch, okay.
I have not gotten anything else. So I didn't order a coffee cup, so I haven't gotten that. But we've seen them posted in collectibles. So here's the lithograph, and this is, as we pointed out on the Double Platinum episode, this is a pretty much a direct copy of the UK ad, and it looks really, really good. The only problem that I think some people are going to have, and we mentioned it, and I am disappointed too, is this thing is like it's like a handbill for a concert or something. It's not poster size in any way. It's not even the same size as the original ad that Nicholas showed on that episode. So it's quite a bit smaller than that. This would be a killer piece to frame, and it still would be nice to frame, but it would just be nice if it was poster size. So
I feel like it should be double size on all on all sides of it, right? So it should, what is it, 36 by 40 something, whatever it would be, right? So it should just be huge. I feel like that would be an amazing, almost like an art piece if you had it big and framed nicely. It would look really, really cool. Because I dig it. It's just so small. It's like, I don't know why they're doing that. Because John and I were talking before the show about those, I think they were they giclées or were they screen prints? I think that they did about a year and a half ago, the black and whites. That was the outtake of the first record. And those were massively huge. They were gigantic, and they had the torn edges, and they were almost like a real,
piece of art.
Like modern art, it almost looked like, so cool. Right. And I bought one of those because they were big and just super impressive and cool. And you can actually see, they had a little detail on the website where you could see all the dots that they had used to create the images, like if you looked at it close enough. So it was really cool. It felt like vintage, and it's just, to me, it seems like it's a bummer that they just kind of missed out on what they could have done with those just by adding some size to it,
I think, as we've discussed in the past, I think it's just, little foresight and thought and cheap. It's much cheaper to print something this big than it is to print something this big, so, and less wieldy to handle. And
God, Jason, you are so negative. You are so negative all the time. I am sick and tired of this show and how negative it is.
Downer, man.
Fired, man. So before I get to the really cool pieces, I'm going to go ahead and show this, even though it's creatures related. I did order a one of the gold awards for creatures that you can have personalized, which Joe and I had a long discussion about. I don't know if we'll cover that now, but I like these for the most part, and so there's that.
So was there debate? Do I bring that up? What you guys talked about?
Oh gosh, here we go.
Oh, it's long too.
Here comes Negative Joe again. I just feel, like for me personally, they feel a little Spencer-y. They feel a little, what we were talking about, like how cool would it have been if they actually did a real replica of what they actually got in the 70s and 80s when they were presented these awards, and they were like real true replicas. And you could get them personalized to each of the band members. Still put the RIAA hologram on it, so that there's, or put a, copyright of this year on it, so that that it's a fake or whatever. Even if you reliced up the frame a little bit and kind of did, some of the vintage-looking velvet in there or whatever, and it almost looked like it had a little shadow line, and just like it felt like it was more of the era and a little bit more authentic, I guess. To me, these just kind of feel like, oh, let's put some graphics on them and sell some RIAA awards. And I kind of felt like it would be like the Grammys or the Emmys going, hey, you can get your own Grammy or Emmy now, and you can have it etched to yourself because they need to make money through the Grammys or Emmys. To each their own. You guys, this is my opinion. It's, everybody can do what they want, and I'm not looking down on anybody. Just for me, I feel like they end up looking inconsistent and a little cheap to me, that's all.
Okay.
Right. These are RIA certified, though. Right?
They are
not
RIA
like the ones
certified.
In the 90s. I remember
that was exactly
you gold 45. You actually got it, Spencer's. It was,
That was exactly the conversation that Joe and I had, John, was I went on about how these are certified by the RIA, just like your Eric Carr award is, Retta. Right. If you want to show that, those come from the plant that makes the official RIA awards. They have the official hologram logo, the whole 9 yards. And see, Joe, that one's pretty authentic looking to what would have come out to the time.
Yeah, and see, for me, just aesthetically speaking, it feels like it's not as garish as what they are now with the big KISS logo and all the stuff going on. Right. And you got the lightning in the background. What's that?
Yeah, it's got the cassette.
Yep, the cassette. That's cool. Yep. So to me, it just feels like what you would have seen the band get on stage if they were presented by the by the record label or whomever.
Right. And I agree. It's interesting because when you look at the stuff that Loretta does with Eric's name on those awards, you've got that from Creatures. But have you seen the unmasked one that she sells?
I've not.
It's sideways, and it's got, it's got the unmasked logo on it, and it's got the record out the side, and it kind of looks. It's more akin to what they're doing with these.
Yeah, right.
Which I think it looks cool.
Embellished. Yeah, it's cool.
embellished.
Yeah,
I think
cool.
it looks great.
Yeah.
But I certainly see your point, Joe. And I think what's interesting about Joe's point that I haven't ever discussed with him before is it's clear that from a design perspective, you enjoy modern art more than you do kitschy kind of
no doubt. Yeah, simple and clean and authentic and all that stuff. That's all stuff that speaks to me more than, some of this other stuff.
And I think, that's simply and easily why a lot of this stuff doesn't appeal to you at all. And that's fine. And it even goes, some of it goes too far for me that I think it's, it's really cheap looking. But I thought for the most part, these were done fairly well, other than the inconsistencies with them, which there's too many to get into, about using the wrong label and not having the logo on all of them except for the first album. Those kinds of inconsistencies bother me, and that's just a designer that doesn't care or not paying attention that the company that's putting them together, which I believe is Epic Rights. So, but anyway, I like them. I'm probably going to continue to get at least the records that I love the most.
It's also interesting as collectors, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but where we all draw the line on where do you stop buying the stuff? Not even vintage or modern. I'm just talking about, like, John, maybe you'll buy the double platinum limited edition vinyl, or maybe you'll buy a t-shirt or something, but you would never ever buy one of those Bradford Exchange trucks or whatever those things are, or the NASCAR Matchbox cars. But some people buy all of that stuff.
Yeah, some people, they love that stuff. And more power to them. That's okay.
I think so too.
Absolutely. But it's interesting how we all draw the line, because Jason, you're obviously, I don't want to call you the biggest fan, but you're like the biggest unabashed, like, I love all this stuff, it's amazing, mostly. But you would never buy one of those trucks. You would never. Did you buy the Johnny Lightning stuff?
I bought 4. I didn't buy 56. I think there's like 50 cars.
There's a ton of those. Yeah.
I bought 4 when they came out. Yeah. I bought, one of each member, and that's it. And I didn't try to chase down each one of those cars, and I don't even know if I still have those things. As I've gotten older and started collecting more and more of the higher end stuff that I couldn't afford when I was young, I've almost completely stopped buying anything from the 90s up through the 2000s. There's really just almost nothing there. There's a few things, like I have those bears and stuff, the Dynasty bears and things, but there's not much past that I certainly don't buy that stuff anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that, because clearly a lot of people buy that stuff or they wouldn't continue making it.
Right.
And
so it's just interesting where we all draw the line and go, all right, that's because I even fall on some side of that too, because I bought some of the figures toys toy company stuff. I thought some of those were really badass, and I thought they were really, really cool. But why do I think that's cool, but I don't think that the Bradford Exchange truck is cool? And I don't think that the Gene with the neon tongue, that that lamp, it's stuff like that. Yeah. It's weird to me where we all kind of draw that line of collecting and go, I would never get that, but I'm lining up for the figures toys and stuff like that.
Yeah, it really has to just, I don't know, man. If it appeals to me, I bought the figures toy company stuff, mostly just the 8 inches. I didn't invest in the big 12 inches, other than the Dynasty. I did buy that set.
That's the one that I need, and I keep eyeballing that on eBay all the time. I'm like, why am I buying these?
It's funny. We could just have all kinds of shows here. Yeah. I mean, I love that company and the stuff they initially came out with, and the first album, Hotter Than Hell era. So cool.
I did too. I bought all those
What
immediately.
A variation on a doll that I've, had since I was a kid.
Right.
And those Dynasty ones they look amazing, but I don't have a set of those. That's a set I need to get.
It's just funny, Joe, from that perspective, to say I would never buy this piece of junk, but we're all running and spending hard-earned money.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. It's like, where do we draw the line?
Piece of junk that was made in the 70s.
I've got a couple, or I've got a couple of the metal lunch boxes, the Repro metal lunch boxes, or even the Alive one. I bought one of those, and it's like, Why did I do that? Like, there's really no rhyme, no reason, really, to where
it
you start and stop. You just go, oh, that's cool. And it feels like it's of a time, or it's vintage, or what. It's vintage inspired, and so I'm going to get that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's totally a design thing and what speaks to you, you know, clearly. I mean, if it looks cool to me, I'm probably going to think about getting it. If I think it looks cheap or kitschy or something that doesn't move me in any way, I'm not going to spend my money on it because I'd rather spend it elsewhere. So, all right, so let me show these last three pieces.
Okay.
This is a 48-minute what's in the box. Let's go.
Sorry. So I saw this. It was an auction that was up on eBay, and our friend Shay McManus over in the poster group had posted it and said, wow, you don't see these together too often. And it was a pretty hefty price. And so I went to the auction and I checked it out, and I reached out to the guy I bought from him before, and he has 400 or 500 pieces of KISS stuff up all the time. And I asked him if he would take an offer, and we went back and forth for a couple days. And he finally said yes. So I pulled the trigger on this, and I already have these three items, but they are in far, far, far lesser condition than what I just got. So let me show you. I'm gonna take these headphones off because it'll be easier for me to show, so I won't be able to hear you guys. So
let's do it.
Ooh and ah.
So the first one is a dead mint copy of the double
wow.
Oh,
yeah.
That's fake.
Y'all can talk amongst yourselves.
It's fake,
that's
right, John?
Awesome.
It's totally fake.
Yeah, it's fake. I'll give you $20 for it.
Quit making fun of me.
I'll give him. No. Oh, that's amazing, Jason.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
awesome.
that is so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, dead mint. I don't think it could have ever been hung in a store. I don't know, maybe, but there's almost no dog earring to it at all. Usually, you see these corners. Now, I have another one of these that I actually put up for trade in the group today because I'd really like to get the Alive 2 arrow.
Oh, you mean just like this one?
But so this is piece one of that.
So, Jason, were those dead mint? Were they like warehouse finds? Do we know where those came from? Because they look like they could have never been hung. I mean,
the guy told me that he had them in his collection for 25 years, and had never displayed them or hung them, and he, just they're worth money and they're just sitting there. He didn't tell me where he got them from, so I don't know that backstory of it. I just know that they haven't been in any sunlight or anything. They've been boxed up in his collection for years.
Wow.
So
it's amazing.
The next piece that was a part of that is a pretty dead mint.
Holy cow. I love that.
Oh, wow.
Of the double platinum store promo poster.
Holy cow.
Now, I have a copy of this, but mine is actually folded in thirds. And this is if you can hear it, this is cardboard. So when you fold it...
I'll buy the nice one from you, Jason.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about the only issue I see with this one...
Gosh, that's amazing. Look at the reflection on that.
Yeah.
That's so killer.
I see a little bend here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I caused that when I was trying to get it out of the box. It was packaged so well. But it's not too bad. So.
Wow. Now that's a frame-worthy piece. That's amazing.
Yes, this has to be framed immediately.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
beautiful.
And then the
good job.
Third piece is something that I have always wanted my whole life, and I have one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have
Oh, God,
both
man, you got the
sides of it. Can you see it?
That's amazing. Yeah, holy cow.
Nice, man.
Because I think, Jason, I reached out to you maybe about a year ago and said, did this have two sides? Because I think I found one in an auction. Do you remember that?
And they fold down. It has a kind of a cardboard piece in the center there.
Like a box gusset,
and it folds down like that where you can ship it flat.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Amazing stuff, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know where to... I'm scared to sit it anywhere.
I bet.
Okay. So, and there is my what's in the box.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
Beautiful.
Now I need to sell some
Enjoy
stuff.
that.
I need to sell some stuff. So yes, I will be selling my other promo
Born.
double platinum. Yes. What's interesting about, and I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but that double platinum promotional poster, in-store promo poster, is very difficult to find.
Yeah.
If you do find it, it's very difficult to find in decent shape.
Well, because they're not even really, you can't roll them up because they're so hard cardboard. Somebody would have had to have kept it flat in a box, and that's just so unwieldy for all those years. Feels like that would be something that you would easily throw out rather than in a stiff poster tube,
Right.
Yeah.
So probably tomorrow I'm going somewhere to get even just a cheap frame to keep it from getting dog-eared or anything like that, because I have nowhere to store it like you have, Joe, with your flip-through thing. In fact, I was just talking to Stacy tonight, and she was looking for some of the, like the Spencer stores kind of flip-through poster racks, and she's like, hey, you can get these for $400, and they hold like 26, posters.
Yeah.
And I guess 52 on one on each side or something like that.
Yeah,
so I make something like that. I don't know, to put some of the nicer ones like that I have. So,
at the very least,
cool
you should get a big, heavy plastic sleeve to put it in.
So kind of like this, you mean?
yes.
To make sure that it's protected from, God forbid, any water or any of that kind of stuff,
Yeah, for sure. But real quick, and then we'll move on. I guess probably about 12 years ago, when I first started collecting again, I was, one of the first things I started buying again was 8-tracks. The second thing I started looking at was posters. I was wanting to replace a lot of the posters that I'd gotten rid of. And I bought some poster. It was some common poster. I don't remember exactly what it was. And when it came, the seller had the poster that I bought wrapped in that double platinum promo poster as protection.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So that's how you got the other one you have?
That's how I got the other one that I had.
Oh, my gosh.
And so when I opened it up, can I show it? I have it right out here.
Yeah, do it.
We'll cut this out. Hang on,
hey, John, that would be like me sending you a copy of a U.S. Alive 2 wrapped in Lo Mayor to Kiss.
Yeah,
right.
Here,
fold
just
it
a
up.
little junker to help, keep it from getting damaged.
Exactly.
That's a bonus. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when they shipped it to me, it had these two lines. It was folded. So can you see?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's still in decent shape.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. So it's got a fold
great.
right here, and it's got a fold right here. And it was rolled up just like this, and it had some cheap $50 poster inside of it.
So it used
I had no idea.
They used it as a poster tube essentially.
They used it as a poster tube. It was shipped like this, and then it was inside of another actual poster tube.
Holy
cow.
Wow.
So I'll be selling that one.
Yeah.
They're rare.
Nice. That's a nice one too. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
I might have
faded.
to call you.
If you're interested.
I was gonna call you too, Jason, but I can't. John's won it already. So
bidding
war.
Yeah,
right.
I'm happy to take pictures and send it over, and
cool.
Those are the only two real issues with it. Somebody had folded it.
It still looks amazing.
Okay.
I mean, it still has that reflectivity to it. Like, it doesn't look all that scuffed. It still looks really good.
Definitely doesn't look like it was ever hung in a window or anything like that.
Yeah.
So there's my what's in the box.
Very nice, man. You
Very
won
nice.
that round for sure. That's amazing. Good job.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
nice.
I appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about Creatures of the Night.
Remember when the clock strikes 12, losers always win. They say we're the creatures of the night. Oh, the creatures of the night.
Yes.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
About some vinyl. So, come out in 82. It was an interesting period for the band. You got Ace on the cover, didn't play a lick on the record. You had Vinny playing on it, all kinds. Steve Ferris playing on it, Bob Kulick playing on Danger, all kinds of stuff.
Jimmy Haslip.
Jimmy Haslip played
from
bass.
the Yellow Jackets fusion jazz bassist played on that record. And just as a quick interjection here, I saw the Yellow Jackets in maybe the late, like 2008, 2009, something like that, at the Blue Note in New York. And after the set, or in between sets, the band was just kind of hanging out. They're like, hey, if you want to get any CD signed or whatever. So, of course, I went directly over to Jimmy Haslip, and I'm like, I got to know, is it true? Did you play bass on Creatures of the Night? He said, yeah, they said that Gene didn't feel like playing bass that night. And they called me at like 1:45 or 2 in the morning. He said it was super early.
Wow.
And they made me play with a nickel as a pick because they wanted to get this sound out of the bass. So he said he was playing with a nickel. So it was a really interesting conversation to have with Jimmy Haslip. A guy that you would never think would be playing bass on a heavy metal rock record. You know, he's a world-renowned jazz bass player.
Yeah.
He plays bass on Danger and bass on Rock and Roll Hell.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow.
So I wonder if they had every bass player, they handed them the same nickel and said, "Here's a nickel, go play bass."
Yeah.
That's
you know,
cool.
There's no telling, you know.
Cool
So and then the emphasis, we got Eric Carr playing bass on "I Still Love You." So Gene didn't play on most of the record. Of course, Gene played rhythm guitar on War Machine. So it's just all over the place. Really, the only consistency you have is Paul and Eric. So
right. Eric,
excuse me,
killed it on this album as a drummer, man. And this is my favorite, just killer.
Yeah,
I love the original mix. I wish. Well, I guess they have gone back to it, so I'm glad. I'm happy for that. Haven't they?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
2014, right?
Yeah. See, well, I guess we could cover it when we got to 2014s or not. But what happened was 2014s were scheduled for a certain time to come out. The Euro version came out. People were listening to it. Immediately discovered that it was the remix from '85.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, when those records were coming out, I was firing off. It's my famous thing, Joe. I was firing off scathing emails,
strongly worded letters.
Yeah.
I was the first one to contact Universal whenever the glitch in Love Gun on "Then She Kissed Me" was discovered. And
dear sir or madam.
Yeah.
To whom
Well,
it may
I actually
concern.
the people I was contacting I knew. So and then that got corrected. But then what they did on Creatures was they delayed it from the original U.S. release date. It moved it like 6 or 7 months, and the hope was that they were going to try to go back and find the original masters. But all they ended up doing was changing the track listing to the proper track listing order.
Yes,
but they did not change the mix. It's still so there is one of the biggest gaping holes and flaws in the 2014 reissues, where it was using the wrong master, wrong mix on Creatures of the Night.
Is there a telltale edit or a telltale?
Yes.
Do you remember what it is right offhand?
Absolutely. The end of Creatures of the Night in the original mix has a gigantic, thunderous echo.
That draws
goes on
out,
for a long time, and the end of Creatures of the Night on the '85 mix goes dead, and it just stops.
Yeah. Now.
So. That's your telltale sign. There was really only, my understanding, there was really only 3 songs that were remixed. So anyway, let's
want to dive into some vinyl here.
Dive into some vinyl.
Cool. You want to start, John? You want to start with a U.S. copy?
Who's got the promo? Show the promo.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I've got a U.S. promo here.
I do as well.
Gold stamp there.
Yep, I do as well. So mine says loan for promotion, not for sale. / maybe. What does it say? What does yours say, John?
Maybe recalled, or maybe returned, or maybe requested.
Yeah, the type here is kind of worn off. I can't really see it. It says maybe something. All rights reserved.
All rights reserved.
Maybe what?
Can you see that, John? Does
What
it say?
John?
Mine's kind of rubbed out too.
Yeah, so it's weird. You can't. It almost looks like it's 2 words, kind of. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's stamped over.
I don't know if you can read that or not.
Reclaimed? Is it reclaimed? Maybe reclaimed?
Oh, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, reclaimed.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they can So, supposedly the label can come take it back anytime they want to because they gave it to you for free. It's loaned for promotional use, quote unquote loaned. So
this is one of the tougher promos to find these days. They're getting very expensive. They're extremely hard to find.
What's the label look like?
Yeah,
The regular custom features label.
Standard.
Yep.
Now,
there's different ones. Mine's kind of a light blue.
Yep, mine is too. Yep. So this is the.
What's the plant number on it? On each one.
Mine is 26. John, yours?
26.
Yep.
Okay. So I wonder if all the promos came out of 26. I'm not looking anywhere to reference.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, don't know. Don't know. So, but yeah, there's the US promo.
Okay. And then up next is the stock copy, right? Which I'm sure everybody has.
This, just so we know too, we'll just note this right off the jump. Most of these came with a lyric sleeve.
Right.
Double-sided lyric sleeve in black, uncoated sort of stock.
So we don't have to say that every time.
Exactly, yeah. So there is that. John, next, or Jason, next stock, what do you have there?
I think so. Well, I mean, I assume all of us have, the regular stock copy.
Yep.
It should have a white 501 up in the corner, is that right?
Yep, I've got a sealed copy here.
Look, oh, really?
Now again, whether or not this is, sealed then or who knows, but it's, I mean, I don't know. You just never know these days, right?
Right.
I know some people talk about...
Did you find that in a record store? Or
I don't remember where I got this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I got this, but it has.
You've had.
So we've talked about this in the past, where it has that seal down the middle. Now, some people claim that if it has a seal down the middle, this is a later iteration of how they used to seal records. And
I think that is later, but by later, I would think 80s.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Which right in line there.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a really nice, and it's in great shape. So yeah, it's got the 501 here at the top, the
Very
white
nice.
501 that the stock copies have.
Now my 501, that one we talked about earlier, is the signed one.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
I like how you just breeze right by. Oh, the signed one. This amazing
The signed
piece
one.
of
My 501 is amazing.
Yeah.
I won this last year, backstage auctions, and in New Orleans they had an in-store, and
cool.
it comes with provenance and some photographs from the in-store.
I love that shot of
Vinny
Gene
there.
lower left, where he's kind of looking down. Looks like he's signing. It's just so cool.
That's
Amazing.
awesome.
So that's kind of cool, and that's my white 501.
So so I'll show mine next too. I have a fully autographed copy as well. Mine are much harder to see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it or be able to, people to see it on here. But I got mine from my buddy Andy Sanford several years ago, and this was signed back in the day. And somebody actually stuck the backstage pass to it, but that was signed back in Birmingham, Alabama. Andy lives down in Atlanta, and had obtained this. But mine, they're going to be tough to see, but it's signed in blue.
Yeah,
you can see that. Yeah, looks great.
See Gene there, and kind of see Vinny there.
Vinny, yeah.
And kind of see
Paul, yeah.
And the hardest one to see is Eric because he's signed with black hair. Plus, this glare is no good. But there's Eric. So a fully signed. And interesting, it's not a promo copy, but it's a cut corner.
Right.
Yeah. I've got one like that. I've got a saw cut version. That's the 501. That you would think would denote. Now, there's no promo labels on this record, so
correct.
Who knows what what was meant by a promo outside of the stamp?
Right. My guess was that somebody had got this as a quote unquote promo copy because there would not be cutout bin copies of this right when the record essentially come out and they were doing the tour. It makes no sense. So this was probably sent to a record store or something like that. The guy that got it would be my guess, was that he worked in a record store or had ties to a record store, and this was just a way to denote that it was it was free goods sent to the store, so they couldn't return it for credit. And just a guess, but just for being in an industry.
Here's my plant 72 saw cut.
I would say that is a cutout bit.
Yeah.
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 So there's that. So different sort of cutout marking there.
So anyway.
Cool.
Okay, so what's up next?
So do we go ahead to the U.S. reissues then?
Well, we have the 501, the purple 501, the transitional copy, right?
Yeah, let's go. 8384 would be next. So
the difference on this guy is, instead of the white 501, I don't know if you can see it there, it's got the purple 501, and then there's a sticker UPC on this one.
Right.
And that denotes the pressing series that was discovered of 83, 84, where basically you had the entire catalog up to that point reissued, with the exception of the Elder. I don't believe there's an Elder 83, 84.
Not that I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, what you have here is basically you have a barcode sticker where we first started seeing barcodes show up.
Yeah.
And so show your label, Joe.
Yeah, and John, what's your inner sleeve on this? Is it plastic like this guy?
It is. Yeah. It's a clear plastic one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then
I'm sorry. Mine's actually one of those.
That, I think, is what it should be, John.
Yeah.
That usually denotes the 83, 84. The whole press series, I believe, has this Casablanca Records and Filmworks sleeve. What's your vinyl look like, John? Because here's the kicker. Now, Joe has...
Yep, so I have a more traditional Creatures label on mine. And we were talking about this before the show. This is a Plant 72 version. So I think we were talking about, we thought some people might say, that's a Frankenstein, that's not real. However, we were also talking about this whole concept of Frankensteining and people having multiple copies of things, and how often did that really happen? It just doesn't seem as plausible. So then we start to think about, okay, so I asked John, what is your plant number on that one, John? Is it a 50?
53.
53, yeah. So different plant number, who knows, right?
Right. So it could have easily have been that Joe's plant had that label stock, and John's plant didn't, and went to the Casablanca label. And but Joe, what does yours say on the bottom ring of it there?
It has polygram.
And is it the same? Is the text exactly the same
as
John on yours?
And then it's
manufactured and marketed
by Polygram, right? 7th Avenue.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Yep. New York with the zip code.
Now we've seen over the years in Kiss My Wax, I know that we've seen other people post their quote unquote 83, 84 with the barcode sticker, with the same custom label as you have, Joe. So we would just find it super odd if all of those were Frankenstein.
Yeah, right.
Sure, they're not.
John, what is your what's the run out groove etching on that? Do you still have it out?
Yeah.
So I've got an MBLP 7270.
Right.
And then BS. PRC R. It's either a 1-2 or a T2.
No, mine's BS HRM.
Interesting.
So PRC would be Polygram Record Company, I would think, but I'm not sure.
Yep. And you wonder if that's a print run. That last little bit, you wonder if that's a print run or a plant difference.
Right.
So
it's a good question.
Interesting. So it was one of those things that we unearthed as we were all talking about this before the show.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of people that have delved into it a lot deeper with that particular record, that particular.
And this one, mine also has a sterling stamp in the dead wax.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I did not see that on mine.
So yeah, guys, if you're watching this and you know a little bit more about it, please share your information, especially if you're in, when I post this in Kiss My Wax. Share it. Let's discuss it.
Absolutely.
I know it's been discussed in the past, but let's discuss it again.
Yeah, and if you have other variations, let's see them. We always want to see and hear about all that stuff. So then the next pressing that comes out is this bad boy.
Right.
Yep. Right. Non-makeup creatures in 85.
So now this is 85. So now we get Bruce Kulick, yet another player who didn't play a lick on the record, now on the cover.
So you got two people that didn't play on the record, Gene Simmons and Bruce Kulick.
Right.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
So same back cover, or no, sorry, different back cover. We get the leather pants.
Yep.
Yep. Mine is it's still sealed.
Oh, very nice.
And has a little cutout.
Yeah, I have a sealed one too. It's in my Kisteria box. I couldn't be bothered to open it. So
yeah.
So the thing about these also are these are exploding in price as well. These have doubled in the last year to about 100. Yeah. They've gone from about $50 to $100 now. These things have just skyrocketed.
Wow, crazy.
They're tough to find.
They are. They're real tough to find.
All right. So what labels, guys?
Okay, mine is sealed. Yeah, mine is sealed. Yeah. But I'll quickly mention again, okay, very likely it could be Frankenstein, but again, why would someone do this? Mine is that 501, the purple or magenta 501 with the barcode, and then mine has the label that's typically with the one you're about to show, Joe, which is the Mercury.
In the center, John. There you go.
Yeah. And it's also mine's a Plant 53. Yeah.
Those are different.
Yeah. Mine's in a makeup cover with the barcode sticker.
Interesting. This is a Plant 72.
Hold on, I'm confused. John, what are you showing?
Yeah,
mine's I just picked it up. Again, it's
we're showing we're showing the non-makeup one now, right?
I know, and mine's sort of just back a step. It's a weird one in between,
I see.
The barcode one, like we were talking about, with typically the Filmworks. I have a copy with, actually, it's a Mercury black one that's supposed to be typically with the non-makeup. Now, it could be, I've seen
But again, that's just, it would be so weird to me,
Right. Why would somebody do that? I don't know. I mean, like, really, you'd have a beat-up non-makeup cover, so you needed to put on the classic, it just happened to have a barcode sticker rather than the, So anyway, it's just one of those weird anomaly pressings,
So that is what should be an 80, quote-unquote, 83, 84.
Yep.
With a Mercury label in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we get to the 85 pressing run that has the barcodes printed on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a creatures? There's not, because we have the new non-makeup cover, right?
You get the new non-makeup, yeah.
That's right.
So, and that Mercury label, when did that come? Well, no, that Mercury label was around for Lick It Up, right?
Yep.
Man, that's a fucked up pressing.
It's
weird.
It's all over the place.
The barcode number, which is the new catalog number instead of the old NBLP, which is in parentheses, matches what's on this Mercury label.
Right.
That number.
Yeah, to the center. There you go. That's your center, in case you're wondering.
Yep, NBLP 7270. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which you have in parentheses on the non-makeup cover.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And I have one with the Filmworks, and then I have one with this Mercury, which is typically, So again, it could be Frankenstein. I don't know why you would, but I mean, it could be.
I think it just speaks to how funky that transitional period probably was. So
that's what I think.
So in the Blue Note jazz era, a lot of this stuff happened, where there were transitional periods where you had all these different pressing plants, and what they would do is, I think they're just using dead label stock. They're using dead cover stock, and Terre Haute might have had this, and this pressing plant might have had this, and Don't waste anything. Just put it all together. So it's my belief that all that stuff just got mishmashed. And I think that we assume that, it's a Frankenstein. But I think a lot of times that's just how the records ended up coming.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I think so.
Plus, they're pressing these as budget records anyway. So it's not like they want to go out and, run 200,000 more labels or something like that. Hey, you have stock on on this? Let's print them.
Right.
Or they could have had a hiccup in the vinyl run, and they go, "This is not passing quality test," and you've already run 5,000 of them, so we have to pull them. Now we have 5,000 extra labels or jack. I mean, I just feel like a lot of this transitional stuff, it just got mixed and
and
I
mean, it's really no different than what's going on now, where you have umpteenth pressing in 2020 has a 2014 label on it.
Right.
Even though that record was pressed in 2020 or whatever.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to go back and invest in a new jacket with 2020 on it. They're not even going to invest in a sticker unless it makes some business sense for them to put a new sticker on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. All right. So what's up next after the non-makeup? Do we go to the 2014s? Is that what's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. We've got.
For what it's worth, I have a Canadian pressing of the non-makeup cover.
I do as well. Yep.
Variations of that, or we stick U.S. right now. We'll just do U.S.
Let's stick to U.S. right now.
Okay. Sorry. Yes.
So no, before the 2014s, we had the H&H marketing releases. Do y'all have those?
Right. Yes.
So we have the glow in the dark and the
picture discs.
Yeah, I don't have either of those.
All right. So what's interesting is
so cool.
Yeah, that's the glow in the dark. What's interesting about these is they have the same barcodes on them. They both end in 86741. You're not going to be able to see that. The jackets have the same barcodes on them, but look at the difference in the colors of the printing.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
It's bizarre.
Cool hype sticker on this.
Yeah. So, even in the front, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's just wildly different.
What year did those come out?
1990.
90s, anyway.
90.
Yeah. 95?
No, 95, I think.
Yeah.
See, I graduated in 94. I remember ordering them either in 94 or 95. It was some period in there.
What a weird release, because records were dead. I mean, they were they were dead as a doornail then, yeah.
So excited about these.
Yeah. So, H&H Marketing, they went in and they grabbed licenses for Creatures and Revenge and Alive 3 and put all of those out essentially at the same time. So, here's the picture disc from that. So, it's this on the side.
Now, I still have the plastic on mine. I don't have, so I haven't seen the gatefold. It's like the lyric sleeve, right? The lyrics are in the
I still have the
gatefold of these.
I still have the plastic on my glow in the dark, but I have this one open. So this is the picture disc cover, and I believe they're all the same jacket. So yes, you get the.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to also note, just to take one quick step back to the non-makeup cover, that this inner sleeve has white.
Oh yes,
white.
Yeah, it's white instead of the blue as had been before.
Right.
Because I'm sure they said we do not want to pay for two-color printing, so we're going to go with black and white on this guy.
That's right.
So yeah, so have you ever played? You ever stuck yours up to the light, the glow in the dark, John, and then turned the lights off and played it on your record player?
Man, I did originally. I haven't done that in years. I'll do that tonight. Or in the morning. Well, tonight I got to do it at night, right? Yeah, man, I got to do that. That's cool.
If you do,
hey John, it's Creatures of the Night, not Creatures of the Morning.
Right, exactly. Get with it, old man.
So if you if it actually still glows, if it does glow, take a short video of it, and I'll pop it in the episode. Yeah,
I'm gonna be excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go flying into the living room with hovering this record over a lamp, and my wife's gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing? Shh, be quiet, be quiet."
No, she'll go, "It's a Kiss thing, right?" And you'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah. I'm going to bed, John. I'm going to bed.
Exactly.
It's so funny. There's Andrew posted some kind of meme today about you've probably seen it, the meme where the husband's sitting down going, it's the
40th anniversary solo box Ace Frehley and the blue vinyl.
And the wife is saying, "I don't fucking care, man." And then and my wife commented, because my wife is friends with Andrew. My wife commented and said, "I love this meme." Yeah. And then Nicholas's wife jumped in and said, "Oh, it's the best in the world." And I'm like, "Hey, this isn't gang up day."
That's right.
And Nicholas says, "Don't make me call Tara and Rita, which is John Five's wife, you know."
Yeah.
So y'all all get your wives and girlfriends together, gang up on us. So
gang up on us, man.
Yeah.
Tear us up.
All right. So then we have 2014s, correct?
Yes.
German, Europe, and U.S. Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, I have sealed copies here. Are yours open, John?
Mine's not. No, it's sealed as well.
Oh, I wanted to see what the groove looked like on the Euro, right? Because
I don't own the Euro. Do you own the Euro, John?
I have the German.
Okay, but not the European version.
Just the German.
Because remember, Nicholas was showing, I don't remember what record it was, but it had that huge run-out groove.
Yeah, and we've discussed this, and that's exactly why. At first, people were thinking that they were using the same plates, same masters, and they weren't. The masters that were used in Europe were heavily compressed over what was done in the U.S.
I mean, it looked like the groove took up 3/4 of the record, and the run-out was like 1/4 of that vinyl. It was
I think specifically "Dress to Kill" is embarrassing. It's a third of the record, you know. So of the playable part of the record. So and it's just not like that in the U.S. So
I have a German one, and it's not as bad, the run-out groove. But
no, I think the Germans. I don't. We've had this discussion and question before, and what we need to do is someone who is watching this who has the Euro version and the German version, please look at your run-out groove and see if the stamp is the same. See if the matrix is the same, because I don't think the Germans use the same.
But you would have to think that it's not, because those were so crazy compressed.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So, but John, is that still handy? That German?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to put it up and take it out. I mean the actual record.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, show that label again.
Sure.
Because we've talked about this before and how great detail that the Germans went into.
Oh, I know.
As far as putting the altered logo on every part of the record.
Yep.
You know.
And as much as we talk about, and we've over-belabored this point probably, but as much as we've talked about some of the detail not being spent on some of these things, man, those German releases were so killer, where the unplugged, I've talked about it before, the unplugged logo behind them was re-photoshopped in to make it, the censored logo, and just amazingly well done.
Yeah. It's a big reason why I collected them. I just thought it was...
Same here.
I had gotten the Alive, I think, first, and noticed all the changes in the logo, even in the book, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if Dynasty, I wonder if Unmasked, and sure enough, I'm like, I'm getting all of these.
That's
are
exactly
awesome.
what happened to me, because
the Dynasty poster looks amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
10 years ago, I went out and made, sought out all of the early 80s Germans reissues that had all of the altered logos.
Right.
And that's bare bones. It's like, dump bin kind of reissues. It's just on the cover and it's nowhere else, and there's no frills about those records.
Right.
So when I started getting the Germans from the 2014s, I was blown away at the attention to detail. So I had to buy every one of them. So
yeah, absolutely.
Very
well done.
Does that cover all the U.S.?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm sure if we're missing anything, I'm sure there are some variants in there that we're missing. Post them. That's what this is about. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Post photos. Let's discuss some variants. So
absolutely.
All right. let's move on to some overseas stuff.
So I guess we'll just sort of dive in. I mean, I have a ton of them, John. I know that you do too.
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of grab them. They're in no particular order.
Right.
But I've got let's see, what is this? Venezuela. And this one, let's see. We'll show the label on this. So it's just a camel label on this guy.
Yeah.
Do you have that one too, John? Venezuela? I think
I
you had
do.
talked about having that.
Yeah. Yeah, those are...
Very cool.
What a cool label to see with that pressing, you know?
Right.
I just think...
Right.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got a camel label.
Camel label on a creature's.
Yep.
Yep.
And so mine, I don't know about yours, John. I'm sure yours is the same way. Does yours have this printing down there at the
Yes.
bottom? This is
does,
not a
yeah.
sticker. This is actually printed right on the
Printed on the jacket.
right
That's
on the
right.
jacket there.
That's right on
Oh,
the jacket.
interesting. Very,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
So
Polygram.
it's got the Casablanca. It's got the Polygram logo. Yeah, and some Spanish. It's very interesting.
Right. 1982. Venezuela.
Yep. So there's that one.
Hey, before we get too far away from the German, because I just reached down and grabbed my, early '80s German reissue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the, probably the German issue of this in 1982.
Right.
I did just pull the sleeve out and notice that they changed the logo on the sleeve.
Oh, so cool.
Oh, that's right. They did. Yeah. You're right.
So, and it's more of a kind of a glossy,
Blue.
sleeve. I
Very
didn't notice that until just now. So, and it's on a Filmworks.
It's on a Filmworks, right.
So, yep. And it's funny. We ended with the German 2014, and then said, "Well, we're done with the U.S."
Yeah, right. We just dove right into the Germans. Yeah, that's a good transition.
It's probably my fault. I screwed up the routine.
No, I think it was Joe. He said, "So we have the Euro, the German, and the U.S." Right? Yeah, that's
Right.
what
Everything's
we
my
were
fault.
off to the races. Everything's Joe's fault.
It's always Joe's fault.
So I've got Japan here. John, do you have a Japanese copy there?
I do. I have a promo one.
Very cool. So white label on yours?
No, actually, it's that cool
Oh,
color
interesting.
label, but it has these text boxes. I don't know if you can see. They're kind of printed over.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Do you
Yep.
see those?
Very
Are those
cool.
in
Yep.
focus? Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
I don't. The regular doesn't have that. Joe, you show yours too.
Yep. Mine's the same label with the elder.
And then this sticker on the back to indicate that it's a promo.
Oh, that is fascinating, John.
Yeah.
Very cool. These also came with these black and white lyric booklets.
Right? Yeah.
Very cool.
So, so
And
on
an
creatures-
OB,
Yep, and an OB.
Yeah.
which
And then,
let me see. This one is a little different, right? No, it's not. Sorry. Yeah, it's just a regular strip on that. Yeah.
yeah. And this OB, obviously, it would indicate those point of purchase items that would have been a part of that first pressing. Those
Yep.
hard to find and elusive
Which were the sticker and
Sticker.
and the clipboard, right?
clipboard. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have
Was there one other? Was there three?
there's there's three.
I'm trying to think what the third item
Sticker
was.
clipboard. Is it does it count the poster? Is that the other one, or is that just
It
an
might.
in-store poster? Where is? Oh, hold on.
Looking at the book here.
Yeah.
Do you have
Let me pull out
Alan's
Alan.
book?
Yeah. Point of sale sticker and clipboard. The only two I see.
It's got to have three because it has three numbered on it. So
It
we've
does,
got
yeah.
sticker. Oh, it's the label. The other one is the label. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
In Alan's book, if you look, the third one is the custom label.
Oh, okay.
So they
So-
advertise that as well,
That's
which is
cool.
So they advertise.
which is weird. Yeah.
So So we know that the clipboard is next to impossible to find, and if you're in Kiss My Wax or Kiss My Collectibles, please post a picture of your clipboard or your sticker, and if you have the in-store poster, also rare as hen's teeth.
That's right.
Please post that. We would love to see it. So
I love that stuff. So cool.
Yeah, really cool stuff. All right, what's up? What else y'all got?
So, then I have a pressing. Are we just kind of jumping around countries?
Yep, go ahead.
Sure,
yep, what you got next?
Right. Okay, so this is from Columbia. So it has the
yep, I've got
black
that
and
as well.
white back cover.
Interesting.
Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips.
There.
They blacked out what was there in the corner and just kind of printed right over how they did it.
Printed right over, and it's kind of cool. This one has almost a white and light green label.
Yep, mine's the same.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Cool. I believe it misspells night. Yes, night. Creatures of the night. Nigth.
Correct.
On the label,
yes.
Misspelled.
Yep. Is your sleeve, John? Is it really waxy and weird feeling?
Mine actually has like a sort of laminate over it. It's not it.
Okay, so that must be what I'm feeling too. It almost feels like it's got a weird plastic over it.
Yeah.
So it's laminated.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's not. I mean, it must be now that you say it, but it's just kind of strange. Like there's no telltale of it being laminated. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's a strange
kind of
one.
Semi-gloss.
Yep.
Waxy kind of feel.
Yep. Next up.
I'll shoot one.
Yeah,
so
do it.
Going back over the
I said, yeah, do it.
Going back over the pond to the Netherlands. We have the the Dutch picture disc.
Yes.
And mine is numbered 913.
Mine is 1357.
That's 9.
Mine is 978.
Oh wow! So
Jason wins.
The nines.
Yeah. Some of them have these stickers on the sleeve, made in England, or maybe that doesn't even go with this. But so you've got, as discussed many times in the group and in past episodes, you've got these Dutch picture discs that came out, and legit ones are numbered down here in the bottom. But you can also have legit ones that were overruns that were not numbered, because I think they did 1,500 a piece of these for most of them. Mm-hmm. And the whole catalog isn't released either. We won't get into all of that. But there are also some counterfeits, and I believe the way you tell that is looking at the matrix if it's...
Yeah, machine stamped, not etched.
Versus,
Correct. So, and it's hard as hell to see the...
Yeah, it's tough because of the picture disc. You can't really even get a nice reflection on it to see it so clearly. Yeah,
I can barely see it right here, but if you've got one that is, I believe, has no number and it's hand etched or whatever, that is a counterfeit.
Yeah.
Right.
Just so you know, for those that are purchasing it. All right. What else does everybody have?
All right, if we're going round robin style, I'll show one here. I've got a Peruvian copy, promo of all things. So,
nice.
This version of it here, it's got an actual. I can't tell if that's a sticker. Yeah, it looks like it's a sticker up there. This one is, this is one of those records that it's hard to get, and so you kind of get it in whatever condition you find it in when they pop up, and you hope to get an update, an updated copy down the road. It's got a black and white back cover.
Similar to that Colombian.
Yep, and then it's got the. Was the Colombian black and white, or was it green, or was that
kind of green and white? Yeah.
So this one's, but this one is actually a white label promo of that.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's awesome, man.
You can see
that.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
That looks just like the same label that are on those Peruvian.
Yeah.
Correct.
What are those called, Joe? Talk about those.
Yeah, the other promotional releases that
like
were
in store or like inner office kind of promos. I don't remember.
Store play.
Yeah, and they were more like a folder cover.
Yes.
Kind of like a one color folder cover. I've got a couple of those. I think we've shown them on the show before.
Yeah, our friend Arjun has a bunch of those, and I saw a bunch of them in person in Atlanta a few years ago that he brought over when at the Vinnie Vincent Expo. It was very, very cool to see them.
Yeah, you don't see those often.
No.
And then this one, so this is interesting. So this has the inner sleeve as well. That's all white. But if you can see it up there, it actually has the catalog number. It looks like it was just miscut, but it actually matches the catalog number that's on the back cover of the record.
Oh,
so it's the Y5 cap and then the number. So that's the same thing that you see here on the top. I don't know if you'll be able to make that out, but
yeah.
Oh, just barely.
Can you see it?
Now go the other direction, Joe. There you go. Back up a little bit. Trying to get it to focus. Wow. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
But in any
you
event,
can see
it's
the
interesting.
Y5. Yeah.
It's interesting because sometimes you go, "Gosh, did this even go with this?" You know, it just feels like did somebody.
Right.
But that one actually, and it's weird that they would add that in there because I haven't seen that on other releases like that.
Yeah.
So,
That's a cool one.
Peruvian promo.
Nice.
What you got, John?
I have a copy from Argentina.
Yeah.
That's the Creatures de la Noches or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, all Spanish there on the back.
Yours is in way better shape than mine, but
yeah, that's one I've looked at. I don't own that one, so that's one that I'd be gunning for.
Yeah, I like the ones that have the something different to the cover.
Yeah,
that's generally how I collect.
Love those. So. Yeah, those variances, and it just has a FilmWorks label.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Creatures de la Noche.
And I'm going to go back to Peru real quick. John, do you have a Peruvian copy?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, no. So then this is a regular Peruvian version here. So again, the same number, black and white back. This one, I think, though, if I'm looking at it, let me see. Yeah, so on the other one, it's really faded. But you can see it's got this little black box down here.
Yeah.
On it as well.
Yeah. Very similar to the Colombian one, only they blacked it out with the different information.
Exactly. Yep. And then this one has a FilmWorks label to it. See it there?
That's a nice one. Yeah. Nice color. Those are cool.
Yep. So Peruvian number 2 there.
Nice. Can I ask where did you find those? Just in the wild, or
those were in the wild.
Online?
Yeah, it would have either been Discogs or eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So who's going next? You up, John?
You two will have to do it because I am out of variants.
Okay, I'll just.
So I'll just observe.
Okay, so next up, I'll grab. This is Mexico.
Okay, which I do not have. Cool. Oh, that's awesome with that little rainbow flag up there.
Go to the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. No. Go back.
Do you want to see that color bar?
Yeah, the little color bar. That's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
so cool.
On double rainbow all the way across the sky. Oh my god.
Yeah, I love that. I love how all those have that. And then the label, looks a lot like a typical release. Only I love this. All the titles are in Spanish.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that is so cool.
So that's kind of a cool.
Move it to your left just a little bit when you put it back up.
Yeah, right in the center.
There you go.
Perfect.
Good?
Yep.
See that?
That's great.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
I love that.
So here's what's funny. We just did that belt buckles episode with John 5. And we were all like, oh, and here it is in blue, and here it is in blue and white. And here we are going, oh, it's got that little color bar on it. That's so cool. So, hey, everybody, we're all nerds.
Nerd alert!
Everybody relax.
Totally.
Everybody relax.
Yeah, we're all absolute nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, to the guy who thought that we were making fun of John 5 and by calling him a nerd, you're ridiculous, man, because we are all nerds. You're a nerd, man.
Yeah. I full on admit it, man.
Yeah.
I'm guilty as charged. Absolutely. I'm a geek for this stuff.
Is that one over the spindle hole or below the spindle hole? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have that one. But it's just this is the way it goes, you know?
How many hundreds of dollars do I have to spend to get it under the spindle hole? I don't know.
We're all sick. We're all sick. Yeah, just different temperatures of sickness is all.
That's it.
Yeah, the reason why we're saying that, John, is because somebody made a comment about how we were making fun of John 5 on the episode and calling him a nerd, and John was trying to hold the episode. Clueless.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Not at all.
No,
we're having fun here, and we're all geeks about this. That's why.
Sure are.
That's why we're here, man. Love it.
Right.
The way we look at this, or at least the way I look at it, is we're here to have fun and to entertain and to inform if we can do it. And it's basically three buddies hanging out, shooting the bullshit about some KISS records or collectibles and breaking balls just like you would if you were at a bar or at each other's house. This is just the way it goes. So
many times when I just chat with Joe and we're not doing an episode, we talk about stuff like this. Maybe not in succession like this, but we talk about dorky things like this. And there's no different than if we just hit record and released that as an episode.
Right.
So,
Well, we had that big discussion about the awards the other day, and we said we should have done a show on this because that was like an hour-long conversation on just the new awards.
Yep.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So,
yep. It was a good discussion. We should have recorded it.
That's right. That's right. Healthy. It's okay. Healthy discussion. You know, without the hate. It's all good.
And just because my opinion is different than yours doesn't mean that you should stop watching the show, or that I shouldn't be on the show, or that Jason should be on the show. We're all here having fun. We all love the band. Look at this. This is insane. Yes. This is straight up insanity. Look at this. I mean, all the stuff that we have. It's
To suggest Joe Lalich does not like KISS with that behind his head is asinine. Oh yeah, we know you're a dork. We know you love the band, John.
Total geek here.
That's right.
But every now and then we have some people question Joe's faithfulness to the band, and it's silly because it's clear.
You know, and it's okay. We don't have to love every little thing.
That's right.
You know? That's what makes it interesting.
You don't have to be like me and think they can do no wrong.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right, next up, because that Mexican was cool.
I've got Spain here. John, do you have a Spanish?
No.
Version?
No.
So here's.
That's so cool that y'all. It seems like
we have a lot of records.
Yeah,
but it would be great to overlay our lists and see what we're missing, John.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So here's the Spanish cover, same as it ever was. On the back, we have this number that seems to be appearing in the South American and Mexican releases over and over again. You know, that catalog number.
Right.
And then it looks like there's something different down here in blue as well that I can't quite make out. Because it's kind of, I think it says
blurry.
Polygram or phonogram, maybe.
Is it blurry in the printing, or is it just worn off?
No, it's blurry in the printing. Yeah.
Weird.
And then here is the. Then you get this text that runs all the way around the ring of the label as well.
Yeah.
Instead of half moon, kind of. That's
that
cool.
one goes. This one goes all the way around.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Instead of the normal half moon. Yeah.
And that is. All in Spanish, it appears. And then this one, so I have a second Spanish one that has the text that faces the out the opposite way. So this one, the text faces in, that rolls all the way around the label. Then the other one that I have, the text faces out.
Weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's two different Spanish versions of it. Yeah, I can show it to you real quick. And now this is weird to me, but I'm going to go with it. Here is the sleeve that was in it. I kind of feel like this probably was not the sleeve. But who knows?
Hey, KISS is on it.
Is KISS listed on there?
Are they?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it. It's in the third column.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, so maybe it is.
Yeah. So totally go. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is killer, dude.
Love that stuff.
I've never seen that.
Did you intentionally get the, so the print's going the other direction on this label?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking dork.
I am complete nerd. Yeah.
That's next level. That's next level stuff right there. That's cool.
I as much as you guys don't like it, I am one of you.
Okay. Welcome to the Brotherhood.
That's right. So let me show. I think I can grab the other one. Hang on one second.
Pass the initiation. You need to purify.
What does Groucho Marx say? I don't want to be. I don't want to be the part of any. I don't want to be the part of any club that would have me. You know. So that's.
Oh.
Yeah. So here is that label. I don't know if you're gonna be able to make it
Yeah,
out.
we're not going to be able to tell, but that is. I mean, I trust your.
But then this one has this sleeve now in it instead of the other.
Okay.
So
Does that have does the sleeve have Spanish text on it as well?
it does not. It is no English.
That is weird.
It says right there, "Want to bite the hand that feeds me." So there you go.
And no corresponding catalog number or anything that matches it to the jacket.
It does. It does actually. So
does?
so again, and this one's a little weird because it has. I don't know if John, if any of yours have this, but it's got this white stripe on the bottom, as well as the matching catalog number down there on the bottom.
Interesting.
So
interesting.
Great stuff.
No, I haven't. That's cool. You've definitely added some pressings now to my want list. I'm like,
and you
okay,
have
I need to find
sure.
that one. Ooh, got to add that to the Discogs list.
That's right.
That's cool.
So there's that. So that's Spain. John, you want to go next? You have something
Okay,
else?
this one, I think I showed this on the last show. This is an Australian copy.
Nice.
And same.
I don't
same
have Australia.
Yeah. Here covers some catalog music cassette.
Yeah.
Information there.
Is that same catalog number, John? Is it that 623019 or whatever that is?
It is
Interesting.
6302219.
Yep. So it seems like they all have that in common. A lot of these foreign releases have that same catalog number.
And with this one, it's like an insert. It isn't the inner sleeve. There's a separate sleeve, and this is just like an insert sheet.
That is cool.
Lyric sheet. Yeah, it's kind of different. Blue.
It's like the insert lyric sheet for The Elder, which you can never find.
Yeah,
right.
Tough to find.
I'm gonna have to get an Australian version. I didn't realize that was just a sleeve insert. That is cool.
What's the label on that, John?
Yeah, what's the label look like?
Label on this one.
Okay. So all white, black and white.
Yeah, black and white. Has kind of a yellowish tinge to it here in person, but it's black and white for the most part. And then it came with that point of purchase sticker.
Right, I have that.
Yeah.
That's a
awesome.
great piece.
Yeah.
And I actually had the sticker years ago, and it was included in, I don't know, a bunch of kind of random stuff I had.
Same here.
And I was on tour in Australia, went to a record store, and found that Australian pressing. I'm like, oh, awesome. Now I can put them together. You know, I've got the record now.
Very
That's great. Yeah, I got my sticker as well in a completely different lot that had nothing to do with the record at all. So
I love that stuff.
I always love those little extra bits that are in those records. You know, if it was a little sticker or a tattoo or, especially if something like that was a foreign release that it's tougher to get here in the States. You know, that's great.
Yeah.
I was I think somebody posted this a couple of months ago in Wax. Somebody was going through their Japanese vinyl and was just pulling records out and just kind of looking at everything, and just happened to discover that they had like the autograph point of purchase thing, and they didn't know it was in there.
Oh wow!
You know, didn't recall.
Which, by the way, that goes for about $150 minimum now. Just the signature sheet itself.
Yeah.
And there's two different variants of that, but it's made me think, because I don't necessarily go and play every single. I'm not that guy that plays every single record.
I don't either. How could you? I mean, look at this.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I have my play copies, and then.
Right. That's right. I have my play copies that I stick to, and those are the ones that I listen to, and the ones that I buy, I may look through.
Right.
Real quick and just make sure everything looks good and all's there. It's made me want to go back and look through all my Japanese copies and just make sure I didn't miss something when I pulled the sleeve out. Maybe there's an autograph card sitting in there somewhere. You never know.
You never know.
Shake out all your first records and hope a promo poster falls out, or a tour book, or
no. All of my U.S. stuff I've looked through a million times. It's just that when that Japanese comes in, it's so mint, and there's pieces to it, and
they're
I just kind of
I
want to make it, I want to make sure I don't bend anything. I look through it, make sure it's all there, and then put it in the sleeve, so
a lot of time those Japanese copies, they like crack when you open them. They're so brand new.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing. You almost feel like, they almost feel fake. If you didn't know better, you would think, how could anything be preserved like this for 40 years? You know, it's amazing.
Right. Such beautiful
What's next?
quality.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
So I've got Guatemala here.
Man, awesome.
Guatemala,
here you go. So same cover, but then we get this interesting Spanish here.
Okay.
Wow, yeah.
In the lower corner.
Intro.
Yep. And then, so that same catalog number again reappears, 6302219. Marketed by Phonogram is on the back as well. And I can show you the label on this guy.
And the sleeve, if it has anything special.
Yeah, no, this one I think is just a regular plastics. Actually, this one did not come with a sleeve at all. So there's a Filmworks, that guy there.
Okay. Nice. Wow, those are cool. Yeah, I have not seen that.
Yeah.
Guatemala.
Wow.
All
right, John, I feel like we're going tit for tat here. It's like one of those, you ever see those slap, whatever, those slap fights where the one guy hits the other guy and he stands there and then the next guy. Oh, yeah, what do you got?
Okay, so next up, and I guess it's considered a counterfeit, actually. I think, Joe, you have this too. This is for Turkey on
Dallas.
On Dallas, right?
Yeah,
and so it has that censored German logo.
Let's see. I'll take that out of my stack as we go.
And it's very hard to see that cowboy hat Dallas insignia. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, you can see it. With 9012 underneath it, is that what it says?
Yeah, 9012.
90210.
Yep, here's my copy. Not in nearly as nice a shape as yours, John.
Oh, yeah, John's is a lot better.
Yep.
It looks like somebody set a wet record on top of yours.
That's right.
And the Dallas label.
That's the only way I play my records is wet. So there you go. There's
so the Dallas
same label.
So that's it's Turkey.
Yep.
You big turkey.
Just to clarify, even though we've said it a million times, when we say that's a counterfeit, that is not a homemade, modern day counterfeit. That is a counterfeit from a country that does not recognize international copyright law, and they released the record Preston released the record anyway. That still makes it a counterfeit.
Right.
They did not have permission to press them.
That is correct.
And they didn't pay royalties. So.
All right, John. Here we go. Canada.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. Actually, no, I don't have the makeup cover. I have the non-makeup Canadian.
Oh, great.
There you go. Cool. I've got that as well. So here's the makeup or a makeup Canadian cover. And this one has, I'm trying to see what the difference is on the back. So interestingly enough, there is is that a Casablanca logo that I see there?
Yes. It looks like it, yeah.
So there's that there, and then on the other side is Polygram.
Right.
Well, Polygram bought Casablanca in like 78. So.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
But it would be weird this late, right, for them to be sharing that logo?
No.
It wouldn't be? Just because that's where it was licensed before?
It was still Casablanca in, See, there's the promo.
This is the U.S., right? So we have the Casablanca logo.
Yeah, you're right.
The Polygram.
This is
but
back
it would be the last one. Other than you do get some European lick-it-ups and Animalizes. I don't know much past that do have Filmworks labels and the like. But
Gotcha.
As far as officially Casablanca, I believe 82 would be the last. The end of it. So.
Right.
Interesting too. It still has the Kiss Army PO box on this. Not that the others don't, but I'm just kind of taking a quick look at what else is on here. And then this one is actually the NBLP 7270, so it doesn't share that foreign, catalog number. Yeah.
Canada's not quite as foreign as everybody else is foreign, I guess.
Right.
So,
right.
All right, John, what you got? up next.
Wait, did you show you didn't show the label, Joe?
Oh,
show the
sorry.
label.
Yeah, show your label.
So this one's interesting. It's got a creatures but pink.
Oh, that is
okay.
Great.
So yeah.
I love
different
that.
version there, and it does say it's got. So you can also see. I don't know if you can see it there. You can certainly see the 2 rings of text.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's actually in French, and it talks about Quebec in there as well.
French Canadian. Yeah. Excellent.
Okay.
Right, so the non-makeup, John.
Right. So the non-makeup. All right. Up in here. And the text on the bottom.
Yep.
Different. And the label similar in that the pink.
Oh.
Yeah, that you have a hotter pink there.
Yeah.
This one, John, what is your
2 rings of text?
What's your inner sleeve like on this one?
It's
mine's kind of gloss. Oh, you have plastic,
yeah,
so mine's kind of glossy. It's like a It's like a glossy inner with like a really hot blue this time now.
Yeah. And this one, I'll double check.
Yeah, but you're.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. Okay, so this one does have.
There you go. Yep. And see, it's like almost like more of a coated. It's not any heavier.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a.
Yeah.
Stock.
Kind of
there.
a shiny stock. Yeah, shiny gloss.
And this one has a different catalog number as well. So this is SRM1046B.
It does say on there, though, at the bottom, previously released as something else, doesn't it? In print in the middle. Previously released as a different catalog number. Does that not say that on the bottom there?
Yes, it does. On the back of mine,
yeah,
it says previously released at the bottom as in NBLP 7270.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing it, but oh yes, I see it. Yes. Yeah. And it does say made in Canada as well here. It has a Quebec address.
Yes, yeah, made in Canada.
Yeah.
Excellent. I need to get back into buying records.
Yeah, it's been a minute for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't been buying very many records other than the new stuff. Though was just telling Joe that I did just purchase something, and it'll be my next What's in the Box. So
very cool.
Right.
See that when it comes in.
So I'll take another swing here. This is Grease.
Nice.
Dude, you're killing.
It's great.
So there's that one.
I believe someone said at one point in time, Joe, that we shouldn't be doing these shows because we don't actually have the records.
Right.
Right. Have no business.
Exactly.
We have no business doing
this.
Yeah,
I think I have close to 30. John, you must have in the same neighborhood, right? 20 or 30.
Pretty
of
close.
these.
I think you definitely have a few more copies than me of this one.
I only have about 15, so screw you guys. I'm going home.
So there's
you gotta
something.
Get shopping.
I do. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it there, but there is something that's overprinted there. Is it impossible for you to see? I'm sure that it is, right?
Hard to see.
It looks like a piece of Scotch tape.
Yeah, there's black printing over top of blue printing, but it's sort of misregistered, so you can just barely see it. So and back to the 630219, and then let me show you. So this is interesting. Check this out. Again, back to our belt buckles conversation. So here's the inner on this one.
Oh yeah.
It's got the white all the way around.
Super cool, man.
So both sides there.
Yeah.
Grease,
awesome.
right?
Yep. And then here is the.
Oh yeah, that is a nice vibrant label too.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
so
that.
there you go.
It's cool.
Love that.
It's cool.
Hell, I'm just excited to have stuff to show on these shows because usually I'm like, I have one belt buckle or I've got one, I've got one van, and they're like, oh, there's 47 van variations, and it's
You had one belt buckle and gave it away.
I did. I did.
It was the one belt buckle John 5 was missing, and Joe sent it to him.
Yeah,
oh wow!
Yeah, he had a table full of belt buckles, and when he saw my belt buckle, of which I have two, he's like, I don't have that one.
We gotta talk.
That's
we
right.
Gotta talk.
That's right.
I just gave it to him. I just sent it to him.
Yeah, I gave it to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
All right, John, go. What you got?
Okay, so this is from the Netherlands.
That's amazing. I don't have that one.
Nice.
Yeah, I picked this up also overseas on tour.
Did you say that's sealed?
No, this one's not sealed.
It's not, okay. What you got on the label on that guy?
Yeah, so let's black and white lyric insert.
Yep.
Nice.
Sleeve.
Kind of glossy.
Label is the Mercury.
Oh, cool.
Back to that, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. And that looks like that has yet again a different catalog number.
Right. 824-154-1.
And that's the Netherlands.
Yes, Netherlands.
Interesting.
It's made in Netherlands on the cover, made in Holland on the label.
Okay, couple more to go. I've got 4 or 5 left here, so let's power through these. So here is South Africa. Did you show this already, John?
No.
Okay.
No, he showed South Africa Alive 2 in his What's in the Box.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. So South Africa there. There's the back, so you can see the phonogram.
Yeah. So pretty much UK or England. Yeah, I mean they.
Yep.
They said, then they settle South Africa. So.
Yes.
Wasn't South Africa a colony? Yeah, I would say that's why there's a lot of that like that.
This is catalog STAR, STAR 5295. That's appeared before as well. But then it also
South African, yeah.
Yeah, and then it has the secondary 6302219, also available on cassette. I'm trying to see if there's any differences. It says distributed by True Tone Music here.
That's on my Alive too. True Tone.
Is it? Okay.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah. Cool. And then let me show you the label here. There's that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so that's South Africa. And that one just came with a generic
brown sleeve.
Oh, okay.
Rounded top there.
What were your sleeves like in your Alive 2, John? You don't have to pull it out. But
what's that?
What were your sleeves like in your Alive 2 South Africa?
They just plain white sleeves.
Just a plain white sleeve, okay.
Yeah.
All right, John, you're up.
Dude, I think you've got me. That's it for me.
That's
He's out.
You're out?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
it's all you, Joe.
I'm down.
Right. So here is Taiwan.
Wow.
Okay. So this one's interesting. Check this out. You've got this little logo down here in the back.
Oh, yeah.
What does that say? GF or
BF, and then there's some kind of different catalog number here. This is Best Fortune Industrial Company Limited, Taipei, Taiwan, GIO Publishing License number 0154, and then maybe JKA 8015 looks like the number there. Let me show you. So this is really interesting. Check this out.
Whoa!
Oh, that's nice.
So completely different than anything that we've seen.
So
and then
some
there's
kind of peach-looking label.
Yep, there's the other guy.
Guys,
on that side.
if you're just listening to this episode, you need to be watching it.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to look at. And then here's here's even more interesting kicker on this one.
Oh, wow.
That is killer.
A little tiny folded in half.
Insert.
At least it got folded in half, but it almost seems machine folded. It almost looks like a little photocopy of the lyrics there.
Wow.
So cool.
So Taiwan on that one. So I have it in a black sleeve, but I also have a plastic sleeve in here that it came with. So with the little lyric insert. So that's something like if I ever see that out in the wild, and anything that ever says an insert, I'll go and just grab it.
Yeah.
Because you just don't. I mean, again, how many times do you see that Taiwanese insert from 40 years ago in a record? It's
like
crazy.
Never.
Unbelievable.
It's so cool.
Italy. So again, same cover.
Right.
No real differences on the back on this one, but we go back to that 623 number or whatever that catalog number is we've been talking about all night.
Right.
1982 Polygram Records, KISS organization. So pretty much the same on that. And let me show you. Here's the inner sleeve on that one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Look at this one.
Oh,
This is cool, dude.
I love that.
So what we're looking at there is like a light blue with sort of a knocked out Creatures of the Night in black and white there.
Yeah, that's a cool label.
Yeah.
Super cool label.
That's SIAE, made in Italy, and then so you see how the text sort of goes around.
Yeah.
And then last, but certainly not least, one of the tougher records to find, period,
Yes.
in the whole KISS canon is coming up here. This last one.
The grand finale.
The grand finale. This is So here we have Iceland.
Oh my God! Yes.
Creatures of the Night, Iceland. Yeah, this one's a tough, super tough one to find. So this is
Killing me.
This is on the Falconin label, or the Falcon label. So you'll see it there in the back.
I have 2 copies of Lick It Up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I cannot find it, creatures.
Yep. And it's got the phonogram logo there as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the pressing run on that was like 300 copies or something asinine like that. And I think Lick It Up was 5 or something.
Yeah, it's very low.
I mean, 500.
So you can't see it here, but you may be able to make it out if I reflect it in the light. Somebody has either tried to write or has written over top of each of their faces with a paper over top of it their autographs. I don't know if you can see that in there. Somebody has.
I can't see it.
Not really.
So they're kind of like etched in there, and then they wrote their name on the back.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So it looks like maybe Irat Hapberg or Halfberg. I have your Creatures of the Night from Iceland if you're watching. And then here is
the label, baby.
So you get a lyric insert.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
awesome. It's like that Australian one.
Yeah. So an insert sheet there that matches that 62309 or whatever that is. Yeah, 630219 number. And then this one, for some odd reason, and I'm sure this is obviously not how they came, but there were 2 sleeves that came in this one when I got it. So of course I wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to throw one of these away, knowing which one it was. So I've got them both. So this one has a Made in England cutout version. You can sort of see.
Oh, okay.
And then this one has a Made in England as well down there. So hard to know which one. If anybody has it, let me know. And then here is the last bit of information we'll share.
I love it.
There you go. So nice.
There you go.
Good job, man. Good job.
Very cool.
So that's it, everybody.
Nice finale.
That's Creatures of the Night.
I don't think I knew you had that. Have we ever discussed that?
I don't know.
How long have you had it?
2 years, maybe?
2 years.
Yeah, at least. Wow. 3 years, maybe? Yeah, so that's just one of the tougher ones to find, period. Not just in Creatures of the Night, but KISS Records, period. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's in the top. That's one of the top 20 rarest, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's tough. It is absolutely tough to find.
Yep. So there you have it, folks. Creatures of the Night.
Very nice.
On vinyl. Normally, I would show an 8-track, but I don't have it. So if you are selling a Creatures of the Night 8-track and feel sorry for me, let me know.
Hold on for a second.
Oh, no.
Oh, does John have it on 8-track?
That's great.
I'll try. What was it? What did he say? Hey, I'll trade you a double platinum folded.
Look, I'm not even. I can't even be in the conversation. You guys have such elite stuff. I can't even talk about trading anything.
Oh,
and sealed?
You bastard!
Holy
man!
The 8-track.
I've told the story many times.
Do you want me to show my Iceland vinyl again?
Yeah. I'd say your Iceland vinyl is rarer than that 8-track.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but that being
still,
said,
that
man,
8-track is, please, sealed.
When I sold my original collection of Peter Arquette, I had 3 of them.
Oh.
Wow.
3 of them.
I'm looking for Peter Criss's Out of Control on 8-track.
I see that. I think there's one on eBay right now. But I think there is. So look, just in case.
Okay. Yeah. There was one up a while back. It was a little rough. It had some wear, quite a bit of wear. I can be picky sometimes about quality or condition. Sure. It just depends,
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I will trade you my folded double platinum poster for that 8-track.
Oh, okay.
The wheels are spinning.
I would do that.
All right, you guys take this offline, would you please?
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
Okay. All right. So that's it? We're done with creatures?
That's it.
So
That
nice
was pretty
collection,
impressive.
John. Awesome stuff. Here's what I
Both
loved
of you.
about it:
Joe.
that you have a ton of stuff that I don't have, and vice versa. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
we covered a huge gamut of foreign releases and different releases there. It's great. So congratulations on an amazing collection. Cool
It was
stuff.
fun. Both of you.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Top notch.
thanks, man.
So-
Thanks, guys. This was great. I love
All right.
this album and glad to be a part of this. Thank you.
Yes. So again, guys, wherever you're watching this, comment below. If you got some other variations, show it. If we misspoke on something, or if you have some answers to some questions, if you know anything about those transitional periods, any more about that in the 83, 80, 45 era, post below wherever you're watching this. So
Yeah, we love to learn. We love to find new stuff and to figure out what we're missing. So let's do it.
okay. So if that's it, John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
As always, we
And-
appreciate it, man.
We will
thanks for
see-
having me.
Yeah, buddy. We'll see you on the next one.
So check
Right.
this out, John. I don't know if you're the same way. Look at what I have to do now.
Oh, I know. It's all it's just it's scattered around.
It's a complete, it's a mess.
Total mess. And the one I didn't just piss everybody off is I should have thrown this one up
Oh, you
there.
should have done
Oh,
it.
you should have shown that.
Yes.
Oh, we could have had a whole conversation about that.
All right, let's talk about it for a minute. Let's cut it in.
Talk about it for a minute.
Let's talk about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we
I'll
should
just
do
cut
it.
it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
In
I'll
3,
pull out the vinyl
2,
here.
1.
All right. So I'm gonna make.
Make somebody
Gonna really
angry.
stir it up now. We're gonna stir it up now.
That's right. Yep.
I have. Yes, that's right.
Woo. Yep. So
Vinnie
John
Vincent.
John is showing the Vinnie Vincent counterfeit cover that came out a few years ago
Yes.
and has now been repressed 19 trillion times. I think now there's a purple vinyl copy that's circulating that you can get for about $70 or something like that.
It's crazy. So this is one of those first counterfeits that. When did they first pop up, man? Was it 15 years ago? 10
That?
to 15? I mean, this original, this first one, I got it, man, I want to say 07, 06. I mean,
Really?
yeah, maybe it's obviously not 15 years, but quite a kind of ways back. But anyway, this was those, so it had this promo sticker on the back, supposed promo sticker, right?
Right.
And it's
And,
a purported Brazilian release, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It has this insert sheet, similar to that sort of Australian one. I was looking.
Which would be easier to print and
Right.
make than a
Absolutely.
inner sleeve.
No catalog number. It has some Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
whatever there.
Interesting.
And then the label, I think these were actual Brazilian pressings.
I think that's correct. They took
And they
actual
put-
Brazilian pressings.
You put that red rubber stamp kind of thing on it.
Yep.
Because the dead wax is, it's actually matrix numbers and information, year, copyright,
Right.
all that good stuff. So it's a legit vinyl put into that cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cover, I mean, it is counterfeit. I mean, it feels different. It feels thin. But this is one of those sort of first batch that arrived and stirred everyone up.
Yeah, see, I didn't realize it was that long ago. I thought it was more in the 5 or 6 year ago period. Because that's when we started seeing them sell for like really, really big money.
Like
And
800,
Yeah.
600, like ridiculous,
Yes.
huge amounts. And even now today, if you go to eBay, I would wager that if you did a search by highest price and you did KISS Creatures of the Night, that those will consistently be up at the top of the list. You'll see them at $300-400 all
Right.
the time.
Right. And I'm guilty, man. I got excited when these popped up, and it was it had to be '08. Because from the same seller, I got an actual legit Hotter Than Hell, the solo album cover, cartoon cover, and this pressing as well. Obviously it was fooled in thinking it was legit.
John's right. So if you go to Pop Psych, May 20th, 2008, $810.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't pay that, but I'm
February 7, 2012, $750. October 21st, 2007, even earlier, $582.
Yeah.
August 2nd, 2007, $512. Another from 2012, $510. So you can just see that these things were way up there. And clearly, folks, I mean, I'm just scanning through
hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Yeah.
Well, not just, I was going to say hundreds and hundreds of copies.
Oh, they sell all the time, even now.
So it's not so the people defending it, saying that it's real, they didn't make 500 promo copies of some record in Brazil in 1983. Right. It just didn't happen.
Are they all listed as promos?
Yes. Or at least all of these I was looking at were listed. They may not be now, because I know there's been multiple pressings in recent years of them. Yeah. And like I said, I know they're hawking a purple vinyl one now that I've seen. And
there's
I don't have a photo, but even the new one, the Vinny Photoshop, it's like his face is a little bit different one, I think, on the newer ones than this first one.
Yep.
Right
now I'm looking at a green marbled one for $199. Right now there is a limited tour edition. So that's what they were claiming, right? When they came down to Brazil to play that big show, that's when that was released. Limited edition Vinnie Vincent cover, $349 from Brazil, $199, $199. So there you go.
Yep. If you want it in your collection, fantastic. John has it in his. But today, guys, just know what you're buying. If you want to spend money on that much money on a counterfeit, I mean, go right ahead. It's your prerogative. But don't think that you've gotten something that is something rare that nobody else has, because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. So.
And also, too, don't beat yourself up too much about, I bought it and it's a counterfeit or that. I've done it. We've all done it, I'm sure, where you buy things and you're like, you can't believe that you've gotten had, by somebody, and you're disappointed in yourself at the end of the day. But it's like, you know what? That's what these people are counting on, that our fandom will dive in and just eat this stuff up, because we're always looking for new stuff. That's why it's healthy to be skeptical when these things pop up. Talk to your friends who are in the community. Post it up on the boards. Let's talk about it before.
That's right.
Before you assume that something is real. Especially, this band has been around for 50 years. You would think that most of the stuff we've seen, mostly,
Right.
So.
Yes, I was taken for not one, two counterfeit Tiger record players.
Yeah.
Wow.
For hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
Each. So
I've bought some resealed records that were sold as sealed.
Yeah.
Got skeptical. I've opened them up, and they were clearly beater copies that somebody resealed. So just buyer beware.
Lessons learned.
Yep.
Lessons learned.
That's why I've been so outspoken about counterfeits in all of the groups for so long, since the beginning of the groups, is because I can't stand it when people get, a lot of people say, well, you should know what you're buying. Well, a lot of us try to know what we're buying and still get taken.
Sure.
And some people just don't know any better, and are just not schooled, and they think they're getting something. I just hate it when people get taken advantage of. So that's why I rail against it so much. But if you know what it is and you want it in your collection, I've got some counterfeits in my collection.
Sure.
Yeah.
That Universal Presents KISS that only came out on cassette. I've got that a counterfeit of that on vinyl.
Right.
I enjoyed that piece, but I knew exactly what it was, and I didn't pay, $700 thinking that it was something, rare unicorn. I paid $60 for it because I wanted it in my collection. So
and that's why, we have big collections, and we've been collecting for a very long time, and we want to inform people and just let them know that, hey, this stuff is out there, and just be aware. We've been taken, and we're look at the size of our collections and how long we've done it, and I guarantee you most most collectors of this stuff at any level at some point have gotten clipped by somebody somehow.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
That's
there
a good
you
one.
go.
Ooh, it's well hung.